Hey everyone, it's October 4th, and that means it's day 4 of my Horror Movie Marathon Fest 2016. And today I watched a little independent film called CarousHell. There you go, if you can see that. So many reflections. CarousHell. Um, so on October 1st, I went to Cinema Wasteland, which is a little horror movie memorabilia convention in Strongsville, Ohio. And I picked up quite a few movies, and this is one of them. Uh, so this is written by Aileen Isley and Steve Rudzinski, directed by Steve Rudzinski, and it's the story of a carousel unicorn who comes to life and goes on a murder spree. What could be better? Um, I'm a huge fan of independent filmmakers. Excuse me. There are quite a few that do a lot of really good work, and I try to support the best ones, in my opinion, anyway. Because I like to see people achieve their dreams and do what they love doing. So I've met Steve Rudzinski a couple of times, and Alien Isley. He's been at Cinema Wasteland before. I picked up a few things from him a few years ago. I picked up a few more. This is his newest one, and I thought it was fantastic for a incredibly low budget independent film. You have to remember, if you watch something like this, that this is true independent filmmaking. You have a lot of stuff that ends up getting distributed by, um, I don't know if Hollywood is the right way to put it, but like Lionsgate will pick up independent movies and distribute them. And so you do get some decent horror films that way, but you're still talking about pretty good sized budget and um, typically actors that have been in the business for quite a while. When you watch a lot of these Hollywood independent movies, which is an oxymoron, I suppose, you're going to recognize a lot of faces. This is real independent, low budget filmmaking, and this is people just making movies because they love to make movies and going to these conventions like Cinema Wasteland and selling their product and talking to people and getting it out there. Um, and this is Silver Spotlight Films. Yeah, so you can check out. I'm looking at the back of the case here. There's www.caroushell.com and silverspotlightfilms.com. You can check those out. But so this movie, I don't want to give too much away because it's something you really have to experience for yourself. But I love the way it's done. I love the way the unicorn, the carousel unicorn, is done. It's um, I don't know that this is really giving anything away. It's not animated, is I guess the best way to put it. It's um, static. Except there are a few semi exceptions, but basically, like, the unicorn is just standing there, and it does talk. Um, he's got some great dialogue. The unicorn's performance is fantastic. The characters are all funny. The standout character absolutely has to be Joe the Pizza Guy, who was played by the director, Steve Rudzinski. Um, just absolutely hilarious. The way this movie is played, they play it straight, basically. Even though there's a lot of over the top stuff, there's a lot of kind of ridiculous but very funny dialogue. They play it pretty straight. There were, for me, two literal laugh out loud moments. I mean, I chuckled throughout the whole thing, but there were two spots in particular where I was just belly laughing because they were just so funny. The gore effects, there are a few that are really, really good. Um, And I'm going to post a trailer. I've been lax so far this month in adding trailers, links for trailers in these videos, and I'm probably going to go back and do that to the earlier videos. But I definitely want to put a link for the trailer up here, wherever it goes. I think it's up there. Um, because you have to see this to believe it. Um, it's a very short trailer, and it shows a couple of well, it shows probably my favorite gore effect. So you'll see how good that one is. But there are some that aren't quite as effective. But again, it's low budget independent filmmaking, which isn't to. I mean, I'm not bad mouthing, for lack of a better term, anybody involved in this. It's very entertaining. It looks good. The lighting, things like the lighting, aren't necessarily perfect in every shot, and there are a couple focus issues, little tiny focus issues here and there, um, but it looks high quality. um, excuse me, and I really enjoyed this. I have um, three or four of his other films, so I'm probably going to watch more of those uh, during this month. So you'll be hearing more about Silver Spotlight Films and Steve Rudzinski. He's a really nice guy, and if the other films are anything half as entertaining as this, and that's the most important thing here. Um, I was entertained. I mean, that's what matters in the end, to me anyway. Um, really, just so funny, such a funny, entertaining movie. It's only about 70 minutes long, um, and personally, I do know people that I don't know. They can't seem to get their mind wrapped around real low budget films, independent films, and so they can't watch them for some reason. I think they're missing out. Some of my favorite movies are these low budget independent films. I seem to be saying that a lot. And so I say take the time, give this a watch, find it somewhere, order it, um, go to a convention and meet Steve and Aileen, because they're really nice people. But CarousHell. I do think when rating something like this, you have to go by different criteria, I think, because if you try to put it head to head again with something with a huge budget and people who have been in the acting game for a long time, um, it's you can't rate them the same. Um, if you know you understand what I'm saying, do you get it? So that being said, because I was so entertained, because it was so funny, because most of the gore effects are pretty damn good, um, on the independent film scale, I am going to give this. I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. My Little Unis. I think that's what they're called. You're going to have to watch it to find out what that is. But I think they're called My Little Unis. So obviously a take on My Little Pony. So 8 out of 10 My Little Unis. Really enjoyed this. I've already started watching the special features. There's a blooper reel. There are cast and crew interviews, which is where I'm at right now. There's 2 commentary tracks. So I'm going to watch both of those. There's a creator commentary track, a cast commentary track. There's at least 1 short film. So I dig it. I dig the special features. That's CarousHell. Movie number 4 for this Horror Movie Marathon Fest 2016. Check out the trailer wherever there's a link. And that's it for October 4th. I'll see you on October 5th.